It was a chilly Halloween evening when 15-year-old Lily decided to spend the night at her friend Sarah's house. They had planned a marathon of horror movies, candy, and ghost stories. The streets were filled with laughter and the distant sound of children trick-or-treating. But in Sarah's neighborhood, things always felt a bit off. As the night wore on, the girls lost themselves in the spine-chilling films, forgetting the outside world. Suddenly, a loud knock echoed through the house. Sarah's parents were out for the evening, so the girls exchanged nervous glances. "Who could that be?" Lily asked, her voice trembling. "Probably just a trick-or-treater," Sarah replied, trying to sound brave. But as the knocking persisted, it grew more frantic, almost desperate. "Let's just ignore it," Lily suggested, her heart racing. They resumed their movie, but the knocking continued, turning into a rhythmic pounding that felt like a countdown. Then, they heard it, a soft, raspy voice coming from outside. "Let me in, please." The girls froze. It sounded like a child, but there was something wrong. They could hear the sound of a muffled giggle, then silence. The tension in the room thickened, and Sarah's hands trembled as she grabbed her phone to check for messages. Suddenly, the power went out, plunging them into darkness. They scrambled for their flashlights, illuminating the room with flickering beams of light. "Maybe we should go see who it is," Sarah said, her voice barely above a whisper. "No, are you crazy?" Lily replied, panic surging through her. Just then, another loud bang resonated from the front door, followed by the sound of breaking glass. The girls screamed, their hearts pounding in their chests. "What do we do?" Lily gasped, her mind racing. "Call 911, Sarah shouted, fumbling with her phone, but there was no signal. The house felt eerily quiet now, the only sound the pounding of their hearts. They huddled together, listening as the footsteps approached. The door creaked open slowly, and there stood a figure shrouded in darkness, a girl, about their age, wearing a tattered dress and a creepy hand-painted mask that obscured her face. The mask had hauntingly large eyes and a sinister smile. "Let me in. It's cold out here," the girl croaked, her voice sending chills down their spines. "Who are you?" Lily shouted, her voice shaking. "What do you want?" "Just to play," the masked girl replied, tilting her head. "Can't you see? It's Halloween." In a moment of pure instinct, Sarah grabbed a nearby lamp and swung it at the figure, but the girl vanished. As if she had melted into the shadows, they stared at each other in horror. "We need to leave," Lily urged, bolting for the back door. But as they turned, they found it locked, the door handle refusing to budge. "Sarah, help!" Lily cried. Panic-stricken, they struggled, desperately pulling at the door, but it wouldn't open. Just then, they heard the soft giggle again, echoing around them. The lights flickered back on, illuminating the room in an eerie glow. But when they turned, the masked girl was now standing behind them, inches away, her grin wider than ever. "You can't leave. It's not safe outside," she whispered. The girl screamed, and in that moment of chaos, Lily lunged at the girl, determined to push her away. But as her hands connected, the girl dissolved into a cloud of black smoke, vanishing right before their eyes. Terrified, they bolted upstairs, where they barricaded themselves in Sarah's bedroom. They heard whispers outside, soft and melodic. "Let's play. It'll be fun." As dawn approached, the whispers faded, and the girls stayed huddled together, too frightened to sleep. When the first rays of sunlight broke through the curtains, they dared to peek outside. To their horror, the front yard was filled with scattered candy wrappers and carved pumpkins, their faces twisted into manic grins. And in the middle of it all stood a single mask, identical to the one worn by the girl from last night, now lying still and empty. The girls rushed out of the house, not stopping until they reached the safety of Sarah's neighbor's home. They spent the day recounting their terrifying experience, but as night fell, they couldn't shake the feeling that someone, or something, was still watching them. In the days that followed, Lily learned that Sarah's neighborhood had a dark history. Several children had gone missing on Halloween over the years, their fates unknown. The masked girl was rumored to be the spirit of one of those lost souls, eternally searching for playmates. That Halloween night remained etched in their minds, a haunting reminder of the dangers that lurked just outside their doors. And every year after, when the leaves turned crisp and the air grew cold, Lily could still hear the faint whispers calling her name, urging her to come out and play.